Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good morning. Once again, we are back. We are back at the station. We are back at the control panel here today. We left for a while, but I guess just by looking at price action right now, it just makes sense that price is consolidating because when price is consolidating, we know there's going to be a big break. So probably gonna wait for that big break, like a tiger, the tiger that waits for prey, right? Let's see here. Just got to make sure that all the systems are on the go right now. And first Gulag stream since we're back. Let's take a look at the Forex factory here. Okay, so we got CAD rates. We got CAD rates coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern. I mean, they're looking at the same level. So I think 10 a.m. Eastern is going to be a pretty big mover for the CAD. I also think that CAD should not be moving till the interest rates. So let's take a look at that situation here. Let's take a look at let's take a look at GJ here, the pair I do trade. Um, let's just take a look at that. So let's remove everything. Let's go to the daily. Wow, daily did come all the way down towards 136,700, and it tapped into some sort of a support, it seems like, and then we bounced. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at that and kind of like see this on the 4 hour, because the 4 hour is rejecting a support. Okay, makes sense. We're rejecting a support. Looks like 4 hour. When the 4 hour candle is closing bullish, this means that it's creating a support, right? If we look back on the charts, and look at how many times we've made supports on the 30-minute and on the 1 hour, and the momentum has been so strong that price has just been breaking below those supports, right? So if we're creating a support on a 4 hour, especially when we look on the daily tapped into a level where the previous daily tapped into on the 31st of July. Looking back on the 4 hour, now we're creating support. If we're looking to see that, okay, if we're creating support, how far can we move up? It doesn't mean that the trend is changing. Now we're looking at to see, okay, how far can we actually retrace up? So let's take a look on the 1 hour here. Just by looking on the 1 hour, what we can see is that this 1 hour candle rejected price 137,100, right? We can see 137,100 right over here. And then this candle broke below that area. This candle had to do a retest, but it closed above that area. You have this candle closing with no wick at the bottom, right? A bearish candle closing with no wick at the bottom, and then you have a bullish candle closing in this area, right? So maybe this move down was a fake out. If this move down was a fake out, I think what I'm looking at is a potential break up, right? Potential break up. So probably a break up above 137,440 for price to continue up towards 137, let's say 800, because this was the last time price consolidated to continue down. So this is what we have right now. Well, this is what I have right now. All right. Yeah. So I guess we're waiting. Well, I guess I'm waiting right here. So let me just remove my red arrow. Go back to, let's draw a line to visualize. So basically this is a range, right? This is where we're ranging. We have a range below 137,100, which is a 35 pip range, right? This range here, 35 pip range. And then we have another range above 137,420, 430, going all the way up towards 137,800, which is also 35, 36 pips. So basically what we have here are clean ranges. This is the area where I would want to take a trade. Somewhere over here, this is going to be my trade because we have clean traffic to the left, or taking a sell below 137,100. This area in the middle, this is ranging. It's pretty risky, so I want clean, easy trades above and below those areas there. Right, let's take a look at this chart. Okay, this is price broke consolidation, retrace. This is 30-minute chart, came back in the range. Looking for buys above this area. This looks good. Looks good, looks pretty good. Kind of like something I'm looking for here too. Now, if I drop down to the 30-minute, it's the same situation, right? Now look how kind of like a lot. Now on the 30-minute, you have a lot of information here, right? So breaking the low there, we could continue down. Perfect. So there's a lot of information here. So whenever you have a lot of information on a time frame, it's always a good idea to kind of like, go up a time frame, right? So here, if I have a lot of information, I'm gonna go up to the 1 hour time frame, and now things are gonna look much more clear. So I have my ranges identified, which is where we will be looking for a trade. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is Euro USD. Price broke support on the 1 hour, 30 by 15 minute. There's clean traffic to the left. Strong bearish candle. Okay, I would say probably wait for some sort of a resistance to be formed. That's what I would say. Because if you can wait for resistance to be formed, I think that's going to be much, much better. Because what's happening right now. Okay, so let's see this. Let's take a look at Euro USD. Euro USD. Let's take a look over here. So we have the 30-minute candle closing bearish. We have 1 hour candle coming down. We have the 15-minute going bearish. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I mean, as long as you have the 15-minute candle closing bearish, I think your sells should be good. But at the same time, you should also keep in mind that, okay, what if the next candle continues to go up to create some sort of a resistance? Because if a resistance is being formed, then you'll have to manage your trade, right? If this 15-minute candle does not close a strong bearish candle, then there's an opportunity for price to come up to create like a resistance here. So at that point, you'll have to maybe manage a risk. You know what I'm saying? At that point, you'll have to manage risk there, mate. Let's take a look at this chart here. Picking up some British accent. All right, GJ 30-minute, buy above the zone and sell below the zone. This is perfect. Perfect. We have our zones marked and we're just waiting. Looking at USDCAD, let's do a fresh analysis on USDCAD for interest rates. All right, good to be on the stream. Hope you enjoyed my city. Yes, we had a lot of fun times. So let's take a look at this chart. Ooh, wrong chart. Wrong chart coming from the gulag. Oh, actually, this is not the wrong chart. I chose the wrong code. I should be sent to the gulag. Okay, GJ. Buys above here, sells below here, clean traffic, clean range. So 136,500, okay. You're moving up towards 138, 137,800. Okay, GJ, 15-minute. Price created a ceiling on the 15-minute, 30-minute big rejection. Clean traffic to the left, close 50%. I would say now this was a trade taken in the range, right? Now this gentleman here, he took the trade in the range, and if we measure this range, this is a 34 pip range. Usually taking a trade in the range is risky, right? So that's why I'm a big fan of waiting for price to break out of the range. But if you can get that risky trade with some sort of confluence, I think it still works too. But at the same time, I think this trade worked out while we were in the range because the range was bigger. If you look at this, we started from 138. went all the way up to 137,400. So this is almost like a 30 pip range. It's pretty good. Um, what about your background music? Well, when you're part of Zoom, you don't hear background music. The Zoom participants, they don't hear background music. Aggressive sells below 137,100, 1 hour support. Safer sells below 136,800. I think below 137,100 would be pretty good sells here as well. I mean, if you can get a candle closing below this area, I think it's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue down. Oh, a big shout out to Eleanor there in Zoom. Looks like she held it down with the NY session streams. That's awesome. Let's take a look here. This is UJ, 15 minute. Waiting for support to form to take buys. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Waiting for price to come down, create like some sort of a support, like confirmations of, you know, bullish candles and then take buys. Yeah, it looks good. It's a good idea. You know, like to be honest, this is my favorite setup right over here. When price is ranging, I know for a fact that at this point, there's no trade and I just have to wait, you know. So we'll see if this breakout happens, you know, during pre-New York, New York Open, or when we get that breakout. So we're gonna wait and see here. All right, hey, what's this? I've seen myself taking trades when clear wicks are not there, even though I can see price ranging in some areas with highs and lows without wicks. Wicks are indeed important. Yes. Yeah, man. Wicks are really, really important. Let's take a look at USDCAD here. Weekly candle is rejecting 1.30450. Daily looks like it kind of broke above this area here. Looking on the 4 hour is ranging. We're ranging in the 4 hour, and this is a very nasty range. Let's take a look on the 1 hour over here. Now 1 hour, yeah, this is a very hard price action on USDCAD. Now let's look at USDCAD. Take a look at USDCAD and let's take a look at GBJPY. Difference, right? We have clear resistance, clear support. USDCAD kind of like here and there. EURUSD is coming down. I know some people are in sells on EURUSD, so I think it should be going good. I think you should be looking at if the 15-minute candles are closing against you to manage risk probably. Let's take a look here. This is GBJPY. Price consolidating here. If price breaks support, going to enter sells to retest the low created. If price breaks resistance, yep, looks good. Clean moves. Looking for clean moves, either coming down or going up. Hey, this is my first time chart. Hope you can give me some advice and send right. Send right. Let's take a look here. Ooh, this is GJ 30 minute. This chart is from the past. And when you send a chart from the past, when you send a chart, you should send a chart which is going to give value. You know, if someone was to look at your chart, they would know, okay, what the future analysis is going to be. Like sending a chart from the past, man, it makes no sense at all. So maybe, you know, let's keep our charts from the past to ourselves. Let's keep them in our journal and let's focus on, like, you know, where we can expect price to go. Because looking at the past, it makes no sense at all. I mean, it's a good chart, but there's nothing we can do about this, right? So something important. 15-minute candle has closed. Waiting. The sell in the range of GJ was a good move. Yeah, I see that now. I think once we broke this low, could have had like a 12 pip stop with like almost like a 10, 11 pips. But that was a good trade. Did you meet any traders in London? Yeah. Yes, we met a lot of traders in London. We met Todd Capital. We met Luca. Luca is the guy who hosts the Italian streams for New York. The entire Astro group showed up to meet us as well. There was another. Oh yeah, we met Monty. We met Monty and friends too. So it was a pretty good. It was a pretty successful trip, I would say. Met a lot of people. All right, let's take a look here. We have, oh, what's this? Holding a 475 pip drawdown. What the hell? Oh, wow, man. You're holding a 475 pip drawdown? I think those are some levels I have not reached yet. That's the opposite of being successful. Why you said we missed a sell in the range? Oh, I was just like looking at this. I was just looking at this to see, like, you know, how we could have taken the sell. But obviously, I'm looking for price to break above this area to go up. Let's put my text over here. Here we go. And sells below 137. Can't believe we're at 137, man, from 142 in 3 days. That's crazy. You know, maybe I didn't spend enough money in the UK. That's why the pound dropped. Should have spent a few pounds over there. Are you going to upload any video to the database from boot camp? No, there are no videos. The boot camps are not recorded. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this chart here coming from the gulag. Coming from the gulag. Ooh, what are these ovals here? Little range it cleared. Took buy as soon as price broke the range. It was in. Okay. So what happened then? Like, did you secure profits? I mean, did you put stops that break even, or need that information? Are you planning to wait for retest or either side if it breaks? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait for a candle to close above 137, 440, 450, or wait for a candle to close below 137, like, you know, 090, 080. I think then I'm gonna take a sell or a buy. So right now, there's a lot of waiting involved here. So this is a very common question we get. So I purchased Magic Keys on August 13th and I still haven't received it. How can I contact you? I think the best way to contact about Magic Keys is to send an email to Magic Keys. You can get the email from the website and we can go from there. What's usually a good percentage compared with what? Commission wise, what is usually I don't know. I think commission wise, I pay around $7 per lot. You know, so when I open one lot, I pay like $7. When I open like, you know, 5 lots, it's like $35. Looks like we have Kavan coming in here. We have Kavan coming in hot. So let's do this.
Welcome back.
Hey, thank you.
You were missed.
Good to be back. I missed this too, man. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I missed the streams as well. There was always something missing. Like, you know, when I don't do the stream, it's like something's missing.
It was boring. It's pretty boring trading by yourself.
Come on, man. We had Eleanor here holding it down for the gulag. She was holding down the Zoom sessions as well. Yeah, but you're right. It's pretty boring when you're trading alone. Anything you mention in boot camp we don't see on your relearn and unlearn? Actually, like, you know what? The content of the boot camp was predominantly the same, but it's that in-person aspect that lacks, right? Because when we're going through some concepts, there's a lot of questions that come up in person which cannot come up when you're online. You know, like there's a lot of personal information involved. Like there's a lot of, like, you know, one-to-one. So that whole concept is really different online. But I think the main takeaway was to manage risk. That was the main takeaway. We focused a lot on managing risk, and the best way to manage risk is a great example right now when we're looking at EURUSD, for example, right? So let's say you took a sell on EURUSD. You took a sell on EURUSD, you're expecting price to drop, but what if this candle, the 15-minute candle, closes bullish? When this candle closes bullish, then you're looking at it to say, okay, you know what? I took a sell over here and this candle is closing bullish. Maybe I want to reduce my risk now, because maybe if this candle is closing bullish, maybe price may, you know, on the 30-minute close bullish as well. So you're really managing risk. There's a lot of emphasis made on managing risk, and we're still waiting on GJ here. All right, let's do some. Let's take a look at pre-markets here. Looking at pre-markets. Let's take a look at this data. Ooh, we are up positive 150 points. If we're positive 150 points, this basically means that US 30 should be going, oh, bullish, but not bullish. Looks like daily is tapping into some sort of levels over there. Let's remove everything. Let's go towards the 4-hour. Looks like we're creating some sort of a support. And then this 4-hour has like 2 hours left to close. Hey, please check my impulse entry if I did okay, please. All right. Take a look here. This is waiting for this candle to break the previous candle impulse entry. TP 111 pips, close 50%. Beautiful. I think this this impulse entry was risky. I'll tell you why. The reason why it was risky was because you had a 15-minute candle closing bullish here, and the next 15-minute candle closed a small bearish candle. The reason why it was risky was because when you have a smaller time frame candle closing like a small bearish candle, that means there's less volume. But I guess there's still a probability that still works. So you took the sell when it broke the low, continued down. I think it's pretty good. Looking at the 30-minute, I think a better impulse entry would have been when the 30-minute broke below the low of the previous 30-minute candle. But at the same time, oh, I just answered it now. Yeah, exactly, right? So, but still, you made it work. So it's good. It's good. Nice beard, man. No, the only reason the beard is here because I forgot my shaving cream, and I had no time to buy a new one there. You said you was meeting HFX. Did you not meet him? Yes, we did meet. We did meet up. Whoever messaged me, we met up. Or messaged or called. What is your broker? My broker is Vantage FX, but it seems like Vantage FX is leaving Canada. You know, so they're leaving. So maybe people are looking for some different avenues, which we're gonna look at later on. Ooh, EURUSD is just coming down over here. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here. The Chinese indicator. All right. The Chinese indicator is saying that the pound is really weak, yen is really weak. This means that pound and yen are weak, so maybe they're just going to consolidate. The only thing we have, pound is weak and CAD is strong. So I think GP CAD should be dropping. Let's take a look here, right? GP CAD, look at GP CAD. GP CAD is dropping just as expected because the Chinese indicator said so. That's a big joke though, by the way. If someone thinks that's serious, just don't take it seriously at all. So by looking at the 4-hour, which is dropping, 1-hour candle still dropping, 30-minute candle is still dropping. Yeah, GP CAD is still dropping, so we'll have to wait and see how the interest rates affects it. I mean, they're looking at the same number here, so you know it could go either way. You know, when we're looking at the same numbers, this is considered. If it comes at the same, obviously this is going to be considered good. So we'll have to wait and see. If you're in Canada and have Vantage account already with them, you are good. Yeah, so basically what happened was with IC Markets back in 2018, what happened was with IC Markets that IC Markets said, okay, you know what? Whoever has accounts with IC Markets, you're good to go, right? New people could not sign on. A month later, they sent a message saying, hey, listen guys, I mean, if you guys have accounts with us, you have 3 weeks to withdraw all your money and then look for someplace else. That's what happened. So I think that's the same thing that's going to happen with Blackwell markets. Oh no, Vantage FX. So here's the thing: when you get big, you know, you get more eyes on you, right? You get more eyes on you. You face a lot of regulations. So I think that's what's happening with Vantage FX. So they're getting bigger, you know. So what's going to happen is slowly, like they will come out of Canada, and then you know we'll have to. I haven't made a decision yet, so we'll see what happens. Because all in all, I mean, if Vantage FX does leave, it's going to take me around 4 days to move to some other brokers. So we're going to see what happens. All right. EA. Let's take a look at Euro AUD chart. Euro AUD. If price breaks above the zone, look for a retest and buys. Looking for pullback in resistant form to take sells. That is an excellent idea. Looking for price to create like a minor resistance to continue moving down. All right, let's do some analysis on gold. If you're looking to trade the CAD news, wouldn't it be best to trade CAD JPY? Yes, that would also be great to trade CAD JPY. Hey, why you no trade on Traders Domain? I'll see what happens. You know, I have to make that decision. So right now we're with Vantage FX. So once they do leave, then I'll have to make a decision to see what to do, and then we'll go from there. Are you scared of gold? No, I'm not scared of gold because I'm not in any trade on gold. You know, even if I was in a trade of gold, I would know what my risk would be, and based on that, I wouldn't be scared at all. So looking at the resistance here on gold, looks like we're creating resistance at 1932. We have a support on gold forming at 1925, and we have another support down over here at 1912. So we'll have to see how price, oh, we have a minor support here at 1920, right over here. So we have a bit of a ranges here on gold here. So if you measure these ranges, this is a 50, 60 pip range right here. We have a 60 pip range. We have another bigger range below 1919 all the way down towards 1912 is a 70 pip range. Man, these are pretty big ranges. So when you have bigger ranges, you'll have to look for confirmations on smaller time frames, right? Like 15 minute. Yeah, 15 minute would make sense. So ideally, you would want to see some sort of a resistance forming here for price to continue down. Bank of Canada is likely to reassure investors that the rates are remain the same. Yes, I believe so too. The rates should remain the same. Why not use Traders Domain? Listen, guys, it's my choice to use whatever broker I want to use, right? So what you should be focused on is you should be focused on what broker are you going to use, not what I'm going to do. That's something very personal. It's like saying my friend opens up a bank and there's another bank I'm already using. Why not go to the other bank? It's personal preference. Um, so those are just like gulag questions, basically. Why not use the bigger stop loss? Why not do this? Why not do that? All right, what's this? GU. Oh, when entered, the 30-minute candle broke out of consolidation. Stops be at 10 pips. Tested, seeing how this goes. Stops are now on the red line. Oh, nice. So you took a trade all the way from up there, and now it's coming down. Let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at GU. GU 15-minute candle has closed bullish, creating a minor support, right? Looking at the 30-minute candle, 30-minute candle closed bearish. Now, if you're looking for sells on GU, I think a better sell, like if you're not in sells, I think a better sell would be once we break the low right here, or we create a resistance somewhere up over here to take sells. Sells at this point would not be good because, you know, I mean, we're rejecting the support, right? So you'll need price to kind of like break this area to continue down. Also, buys are not good because you're getting buying confirmation on a small time frame, which is weak. So you're looking for a higher time frame, like, you know, price to go bullish. I think good buys are going to be above, I'd say above this area here, or maybe above this area here to continue up towards, you know, 1.29700, which is 15, 16 pips. What is the pair being discussed right now? I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't understand these questions. What pair is being discussed right now? Sometimes you just can't answer certain questions. Will it be better to enter right away if candle breaks below 137.100 or wait for it to close? You know what? I'm gonna wait for it to close below these bodies. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to close below 137.100 because I don't want to take an impulse entry, because the whole problem with taking impulse entries is that if price does break below 137.100, look at this candle right over here, right? This candle spiked down till 137.060 and then it retraced. This candle also spiked all the way down towards 137.030 and then it retraced. So the problem is when this candle comes down, it looks left and it can just retrace. So I think impulse entries at that point is going to be pretty hard because, you know, price, there's a chance price will retrace. Hey, I've been hearing a lot about USDZAR lately. Do you have any feelings or thoughts on that pair? I used to, I think I've taken like 6 trades on USDZAR back in 2017 because some people tried to trade it and it was moving fast and I tried it. I didn't win at it, so I just left it alone. And obviously, you know, for me to trade USDZAR, I would need to know how the South African economy is doing, which I don't know and I don't care about. So it's, I mean, I don't know. What's this? We're heading down towards 134. Oh, perfect. 134 is far away. All right, let's take a look at this chart. Let's take a look at this chart and see if we can get somewhere. This is your JPY, buys above here, wait for supports are impulsive. I think you would want price to, I think what's happening right now is that you probably need to change your resistance here and maybe bring it up over here, right? If you can see a price closing above this area, then you can maybe have price coming up to this area and then ultimately going up over here. But you really want to change this to down over here because that's the most recent zone and this is also okay right here. All right. Do you take trades on breakout candles because there's a higher chance for a candle to continue if it breaks structure than doing a fake out? Yeah, obviously. I mean, you can't predict a fake out. I mean, the biggest problem people have sometimes is when they study fake outs is that they'll say, okay, you know what? Price is breaking above, let's say 130, let's say price is breaking below 137, 100, right? What they will see is that price is breaking below 137, 100. So instead of looking for sells, instead of waiting for a candle to close below 137, 100 to take a sell, what they will say is, okay, you know what? This could be a fake out. You know, but the problem is when it's breaking below this area, for it to be a fake out, you need price to close back above 137, 100. If that close back above 137, 100 is not happening, then it's basically not a fake out. You know, so at that point, you're just overthinking. You're trying to trade what you think, not what you see. So there's a big difference there. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. Did I manage my risk right, or is the entry I took wrong? This was took a sell. Oh, GJ took a sell to anticipate price to retest the daily low created in pre-London. I think this was a very risky sell because there's no wick at the bottom. Resistance was formed, understood that there's no range due to no wicks at the bottom. So I think this was a bad trade because there was no wick at the bottom of the previous candle. So you would have had to wait for this candle to close bearish before taking a sell. So I think that was not a good sell at all because there was no wick. Do you think we are starting to change structure? Price broke below the previous low of the monthly. Yeah, you know what? I was looking at that yesterday. And if you look at that again, what's happening is that, yeah, you're right. The monthly did broke the low over here, right? But the whole problem is that since this monthly candle started, price has just been dropping, you know, so there has to be, there's going to be a point where price is going to retrace. So if you look on the daily, right? So we're running on the 9th September right now. So if we look over here on the daily, this is where the September started, right here. This daily candle was the start of the monthly candle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, straight down, straight bearish. If you look on the weekly candle as well, straight bearish. So there has to be some sort of retracement. Obviously, we're not going to take buys because, you know, we have to wait for confirmations down the small time frames. But monthly did break the low, so, you know, we're not sure if the monthly is going to retrace or what's going to do because the structure is still bullish and this monthly candle is still open, you know, and this monthly candle can do something like this here. Look at this. This was the June monthly candle, right? June went all the way up to 139, 140, and then retraced all the way back down towards 133. So same thing can happen right over here. So we have to wait a little bit. So like a good boy, I'm going to wait for the 30-minute time frames to kind of like break up or break down, and then I'm going to try to execute a trade on that. What's this? Would you take a look at this idea on GJ? Let's take a look at this idea. This is GJ 15-minute, target this area around 50 pips. Looks good. Waiting for price to come down to the support and reject. Looks good, looks good. I think if you're trying to take a buy within this range, I would say a better buy would be about 137, 430. Because that's when you're going to have much stronger confirmation that price is going to continue up. You have clean candles coming down here. So when you have clean candles coming down and when you look to the left, there's a very high chance that the price will kind of like, you know, mirror those candles going back up. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a possible market fluidity textbook trade. USDZAR, looking to take entry when candle breaks the low with stops above the previous 30-minute candle. Looks good. Previous support formed in 30-minute. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, if you get a candle breaking below the low, I think you can expect the next one to continue moving bearish. But if you get another bullish candle closing at this point, then it could be a buy for price to going up. Looks like GU is also retracing here. Can you give me advice on AUD-CAD? Here's my chart. Let's take a look at this. This is 4-hour resistance. This market is bearish by the looks of it. Okay, you got a 2-hour chart over here. Looks like a bearish flag. I'm not sure what the bearish flag is. Losing by the minute, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think you would need to see some sort of a bearish candle forming at this point. If you don't have a bearish candle forming at this point and you take a sell, man, you're playing yourself. So you have to wait for a resistance to be formed. Maybe on the 1 hour, you're looking at the 2-hour chart, so maybe a resistance on the 2-hour would also make sense. So you'll have to wait for resistance to be formed to take a sell. All right, let's check right here. Okay, I do not trade patterns, but I've seen it many times on GJ that it takes 3 hits to break such support on GJ. So this is the first hit, and then you're looking for some other hits. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I'm just waiting for price to break above this area to take a buy and break below this area to take a sell. So until that happens, there's a lot of waiting involved, right? So it's kind of like waiting now. There's a lot of waiting involved right now. Can you check this out? Let's see here. Someone messaged me yesterday, someone who does a lot of podcasts, and they said, hey, we want to do a podcast of the entire drama that happened on Saturday. So I was like, okay, we can do a special podcast. Price is retesting, rejecting 4-hour support, looking for price to close bearish on 30-minute, lots of range to fill. Yeah, I think what's happening at this point is that price basically created a high, right? It broke this consolidation structure, made a high, and now I think it's retracing. Because look, price went up, made a support, and then continued moving up, and then created a high. This high was creating above. Okay, let me just zoom in here a little bit. Okay, so this high is created above this high previously here. So this is a new high right now. You know, price went up, it's coming down. So I think you would need to see price creating some sort of a support to retest that high. I think that's going to be better. You'll have to wait for that. I think yeah. So we'll have to wait. Oh, too zoomed in over here. Kind of like zoom out. Hey, good morning, sir. Could you give advice on this chart? Let's take a look here. Oh, wow. What's this? Considering the candle as a fuck out. Okay, fuck out. Candle managed to close above support. Testing the support. If this candle formed a small bullish candle, the entry on the break on the next candle. Okay, looks good. Looks good. So if you have a candle closing bullish, that would make sense. I think also you could probably lower this zone below here. No, see, now here's the thing, right? It's a really good habit to remove all analysis and then do fresh analysis. So if you look at this chart and if you remove this zone here at the bottom, what you will find is that you have a zone right over here, you know, like this area right over here. Because now this is an old zone here and we're creating new zones at this point. So that's something you'll have to look at. We're creating new zones. So always look at the most recent zone. So this is the most recent zone now. Price is ranging in this area at this moment. So basically just waiting for price to break above 137.420 to continue on towards 137.800. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. But we'll have to wait. Raja, do you like South Africa? Of course, man. What kind of question is that?
Sorry, I missed you, buddy.
Hey, how's it going, Anthony?
Yeah, good fella, good.
Yeah, man, like the time constraints were way too big. Yeah, next time I'm gonna be back on the leisure, mate, and then and then it's gonna be good.
I just didn't want you thinking that I didn't love you.
Oh, no, no, no. No, that's fine. Yeah, I know you're a busy person, Anthony. Yeah, I saw your story. You were outside the hotel. The fire trucks were there. How did the time change affect you? Oh, nothing at all. There was like no effect on the time change because I left here in the evening and I got there early morning. So I had the whole day to spend, get tired and then go to bed. When I came back, I left there at 2 p.m. I landed here at 5 p.m. So it's still the same. Went to bed, woke up, and it's business as usual. What's this? The last time I lose money is not to follow Roger's advice. That is perfect. Can you please take a look at New Zealand CAD? Well, Mr. Ahmed Al Nashash, I would take it that you are a foreigner. Maybe English is not your first language, but if you look on the screen, it says post a label chart. Don't say look at this or look at that. Because when you post a label chart, not only you're going to get better, because you're going to get constructive criticism on your chart. And that's the only way to get better. Okay, let's take a look at EURUSD here. Looking at EURUSD, 4-hour candle is making a support. It's going to close in an hour and 42 minutes. Taking a look on the 1 hour, what's happening here is that the 1 hour candle is going to close in 40 minutes. And it's approaching a resistance which was a support previously. If we break and close above 124.830, there's another resistance at 125, and that's a much stronger resistance than 124.830. That's like 20 pips away. So now looking down to the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute has broken the high of the previous 30-minute candle, and when this candle closes, I think there's going to be a much better probability for price to continue moving bullish. But at the same time, if you're looking at these wicks over here, you're looking at these areas here, what you're basically looking to see is that, okay, you know what? If you're really expecting price to move up, you're expecting the volume from pre-New York, and as you move into the New York Open, you're expecting that volume to break through these areas and continue on towards 125. GJ, same thing. You know, we're kind of like coming up over here now, coming up towards 137.430. I think a break above would be a pretty good idea to take a stress-free trade. So there's a bit of a waiting involved. Can you discuss the concept of wick fill? Yeah, when price is in momentum, wicks get filled sometimes. I think there's a lot of information on my YouTube, so you'll have to go through that. Hey, I'm new with the Euro New Zealand, trying to figure out, since I saw nice moves with it in the past, what do you think about this chart? Okay, someone's chosen to trade the dragon. Euro New Zealand is called the dragon, so let's take a look at that. If price closes above support bullish, thinking we could go long to test 30-minute resistance with stop loss below the 1 hour support. I think that's a pretty good idea. If this is a 30-minute chart, you're getting candle closing bullish, you're taking buys, it's great. Great idea. But you're placing stops below here and then you're managing risk at that time. So I think that's very important. Ooh, GP CAD is also retracing. This is interesting for the CAD news coming on later on. EURUSD is also breaking above. I think we should continue up towards 125. GJ needs to break above this area here. How do you choose what pair to trade? Well, first of all, you look at the currencies, right? First of all, you look to see that, okay, which session am I going to trade? When you're looking at which session you're going to trade, then you're looking to see that, okay, which pairs are currently moving in this session. So if you look at the New York session right now, obviously we have the New York and London overlap. So you're looking to see that, okay, US dollar is open, you have GP is open, you have Euro open, you have CAD open, you have all these pairs open. So now you're looking to see that, okay, which pairs should I be trading? And then you're looking to see, okay, if I'm going to trade the New York and London overlap, I want to choose a pair that is only influenced by one currency. If you're looking at something like EURUSD during this time, then obviously you would want one currency to be much more stronger than the other. And looks like GPJPY is getting a little volatile over here. It's getting some volume coming in. And we are coming up towards 137.420. What I'm looking to see is that if we do break above 137.450 or not. 137.450. I think if you break above 137.450, this is going to be a very good opportunity for price to come up towards 137. I'd say like 700. It's going to be pretty good. So let's just wait and see here. $30-minute candle is also closing bullish on EURJPY, which is pretty good. Pretty good. If it closes bullish, I think it should continue moving bullish with pre-New York momentum. And as we move into New York Open in about 38 minutes, I think that should continue price up too. Hey, I'm new to this place. Just discovered randomly browsing YouTube video. Would love to have your take on this chart. Let's take a look here. Looks like you're a very intelligent person because you understood how to send charts the first time. Amazing, man. Oh, wrong chart. I take my good words back, man. I'm sorry. Set the wrong chart. Let us down. You let us down. Wednesday is the pullback day. We didn't quite saw a pullback today, so buys could work out. Yeah, I think so too. Buys could work out. Relook at the URL. No, I think the URL is good. Trading view, yeah, it's good. Maybe put an eye over here. Oh no, yeah, it's still the wrong chart. US30 is about to drop all the way down, right? I'm not sure if that's a statement or is that a question. I would say that's a question because you're in a sell. Who knows? So looking at UJ right now, we are ranging. We're also creating a resistance on USDJPY. And if momentum is coming up for price to going bullish, I think we should come up towards 106.200. The whole problem with UJ is that there's not enough range. You know, I mean, if you look at this range about 136, 140 over here, it's like a 7-pip range, man, on a 30-minute chart. So, I mean, trading UJ is, if you don't want to take losses, I think just trade UJ. I mean, on UJ, you'll barely take any losses, you know. So I think it should come up here. I mean, it's 6 pips up, so it's pretty demoralizing trying to trade UJ, to be honest.
Raja, just have a question about a UJ chart you just showed. Why are you not taking in consideration the top of that left wick for the zone? That resistance there on the left. Isn't that the most recent one?
Which one? Like right here?
No. That big candle here.
This here?
No, on the left.
I
Yeah,
don't
right
know.
there. That big candle. Yeah, on top of that big candle.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, because I mean, so this is a safe zone right here, right? Because if price comes
Okay.
up, it might reject this area. But you're right. I mean, right over here. Is that what you're looking at too? This?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, if we break above here, then obviously we can go up over here. But
Okay.
this is something I want to be cautious about too. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is UJ, waiting for retest to take buys, price break above 106. Yes. So this zone, yeah, this zone is not that big at all. It's like a 13, 14 pip zone. Boris Johnson speaking in 5 minutes. Hour days. Let's bring it on and let's see what happens. We have 5 minutes left for the candle to close, so we're going to see where it goes. What's your opinion on CAD news later? CAD news, I think they'll keep the rates the same. And if they keep the rates the same, I think CAD should get strong, because if they keep the rates the same, then the news is coming as expected. Yeah, the news
Are
are
you
coming
looking
out.
for the news?
No, no, I think
Morning,
it's
my wife.
no, I think it's a garbage day today. So I was looking to see if someone put garbage outside. Yeah, looking for Boris Johnson over here. Where are you?
Yeah, yeah.
Or maybe you're looking for your good friend that looked like a ghost from London.
Oh man, I don't know.
That,
Nah,
no, let's not go there.
let's not bully people, man. That's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, UK Prime Minister Johnson faces backlash against his government's plans to break international law over Brexit.
God damn.
God damn.
All right.
Breaking international laws. Man, the sells on a lot of people sent me a lot of sells charts on GJ. You guys just kept demolishing GJ this past week. Does he start his live streams before 6:30 now? No. No. Oh wow, look at that. Look at that rejection. This is why we wait. Let's take a look here. We have Indian news coming in. I don't think that's going to move the market at all.
Estos son los kings. Ahí.
Hey, how you? How you?
Lo dejo ahí.
Okay. Hey, can you see my chart for AVR? If the analysis is okay, thanks. Hi from Spain. Hi from Toronto. Wrong chart, man. You sent the wrong chart, so we can't see it anymore now. Sent the wrong chart. Sending you in the gulag of the gulag. 30-minute candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed bullish within the range. There's obviously no trade at this point. You looking at USDJPY. The candles are closing small body candles, bearish candles at small body candles after making long wicks, which means that the bearish volume is decreasing at this point. Looking at your JPY 30-minute candle closed above this area here. Let's take a look at 15-minute. Yeah, so now this is why a buy on your JPY at this point would not be a good buy, because if you're looking on the smaller time frame, we are rejecting this area here on the smaller time frames, right? Even though we can visualize the 30-minute candle making a lower wick to go up, but we're rejecting this area. I think another bullish candle on a 15-minute would make the entire 30-minute candle go bullish. So I think waiting for that would be a better idea. GJ. I wonder how many people took buys on GJ over here, and now they're in drawdown. You just gotta wait, man. You just gotta wait. What's this chart over here? I did it again, feeling like a cowboy today. Wow, beautiful. That was pretty risky. I think you played with your profits there. Ooh, USDJPY. See that? The bearish volume is dying because the candle bodies are becoming smaller, and then boom, you see movement, bullish. I think EURUSD should also be continuing down, and GU is also continuing down over here. This means is that the US dollar is pretty strong and the pound is really weak. Wow, man, we're really dropping below this area. We're also about to break below 137.100. What I would want to see is, I would want to see a break below this area, break and close, and then I would want to take a sell. Yeah, I don't want to take a sell just as price is breaking here. So I have to be very patient with this. I'm confused. It's 6:30 in Alabama, but you've been live. Also, this is my first time catching a live, and I'm pretty cool. How you breaking things down? Well, man, if you're from Alabama, you need to look at the time zone. We're streaming from the Eastern time zone, and you're basically you're, I guess, 1 hour behind. So you got to fix that time zone. Well, down in Alabama, because in Alabama, right? How do I send a chart? I think you need to watch the video. There's a video in the description, right? There's a video in the description. You need to watch that video, and from that video, you'll be able to know how to send the charts. GJ is currently singing the song by Queen. I want to break free. I want to break free. Didn't even know Alabama knew about trading. Oh man, Alabama, there are a lot of good traders in Alabama. You guys can't diss Alabama. They're pretty good traders. How to find when to look at 15-minute confirmation versus a 30-minute confirmation? That is a very important question. How to know when to look for confirmations on the 15-minute and when to look for confirmation on a 30-minute? That's a very good question. Now, to answer that question, let's look at this chart over here, right? So I would want to see 30-minute candle closing below this area to take a sell, right? But now I'm looking at the 15-minute, so it makes no sense here at this point. So let me just zoom out over here. Perfect. So looking at the 30-minute, I want to see a 30-minute close below, but then at the same time, I would want to see another 15-minute. If I can see a 15-minute candle closing, okay, let's say if this 15-minute candle closes below and the next 15-minute candle starts breaking the low of the previous one, I think that's going to be a point where I can say, okay, you know what, maybe I can take a sell at that moment. But if that doesn't happen, then it's going to get very difficult. So at the same time, it also comes down with experience too. You know, how much have you seen price break below? Have you really noticed the 15-minute break below or the 30-minute? Because sometimes what happens is that as you're waiting for the 30-minute to close, you will miss moves. You know, or as you're waiting for the 15-minute to close, since a pair like GPJPY, GU, gold, they have so much volume that they can just continue pushing without retests. So when you have something pushing without retest, then you can maybe look at that and say that, okay, how could I have entered this trade? You know, how could I have been in that trade? And then you start learning with confidence. So let's take a look at your JPY here, and it looks like it's trying to flip bullish at this point, which was expected. If this 15-minute candle closes bullish, I think the next 15-minute candle should continue bullish as well above this area, 124.800, and continue on towards 125. 125 coming right up for you. Isn't it forming a head and shoulders? Isn't what forming a head and shoulders? Okay, let's take a look at this chart over here. Someone is saying go Obama. I don't know what significance go Obama has at this point, but Obama did go. Took buy as soon as price broke the range and was in previous high also. Okay, almost $2. Trying to figure out why it made that huge wick. You know, man, sometimes price is just going to do what it wants to do. I mean, we can't waste our time to see why it made that big wick. What you would have done is, if you were in this trade, I mean, I don't even know what's going on over here in this chart. I mean, how are you managing that trade? How are those things happening? So there's a lot of, we need some more information on that chart over there. So GPJPY is breaking down, your JPY is coming up, GU is falling further down. Let's see how far GU can fall. Looking at daily, there's obviously nothing over here. Looking at the 4-hour, looks like we can continue down to 1.2840 right at this point. I'm not really worried about GJ because I'm waiting for a potential resistance to be formed on GJ. So the next support on GU is 27 pips away. So ideal position would be some sort of a resistance formed for price to continue down. GU is in a 30 pip range now. You know, there was no confirmation it's going to break the support, unless if you just said, okay, you know what, I'm just going to sell, and if it breaks support, it breaks support. You know, but I have to be very patient. I have to be very disciplined for the sake of this stream and for the sake of the gulag. So I'm going to wait for price to create a resistance, and then possibly I'm going to take a sell. Okay, let's take a look at this chart sent by Jose Pino. Hope I said that name right. Jose Pino. We have EURUSD. You think it's safe to get in trades that go back into the ranges? I think this is good. I think, oh yeah, man, this is good. I think now you should bring your stop to above this, below this wick right over here. This is where you should bring your stop loss and then let price go up. I think that's going to be a very good trade. Now it's going to continue on towards 125, so that's pretty good. Looking at the 15-minute, it's about to close in 5 minutes, and now you're expecting the next 15-minute to continue moving bullish. Let's take a look at this gold analysis here. I am in no trades, by the way, right now. No trades at all. Okay, what's going on? Price broke out of this range and retested the level. We have support over here. Price broke below support during pre-New York. Retest and support resistance. This could be another retest of the new low. See, the whole problem is gold right now is in a range. We have another analysis here on gold. Let's take a look at this, and then I'm going to look at my chart here on gold. So this is the same thing, right? So we're creating a resistance here for price to continue down. Let's take a look at gold here real quick. Yeah, gold is creating that minor resistance to move down. I guess we'll need to break below this support for price to fall into this lower range over here. Okay, wow, man, GJ is dropping hard. I'm in no trades right now. Are GJ and GU correlated? No, they are not correlated. They're only correlated in the London session right now. The only reason now, if you look at GU, GU is falling much harder than GJ, and the only reason is because the pound is really weak and the dollar is strong, right? GJ is falling less volatile than GU because the pound is weak and the yen is closed. Well, I think at this point they are kind of correlated because the dollar is strong and the pound is weak, so GU is falling. At this point, the pound is weak and the yen is closed. So it depends. Yeah, it depends on those things. So I'm still waiting here for my trades, waiting to see what I can do. GJ might be a fake breakout, considering it rejected a daily support. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fake out if a candle closed back above. But at this point, what I'm looking at is that we broke below 137.100. So now I want some sort of a resistance to be formed for me to take a sell to continue moving bearish. Hey, what's your view on GJ having no wick on the current 30-minute candle? I don't, on the top over there, yeah, that basically means is that there was no momentum for price to go up. Price didn't even go bullish and it just went straight down. That means there is very, very heavy bearish momentum. So for me, now I'm waiting right now for resistance for price to continue bearish. And this is that's a pretty good range, 30 pip range. Price can continue down, so it's gonna be good to wait. I checked the news and didn't find any answer. Was there a reason fundamentally speaking for GJ huge drop? If so, what was it? I honestly don't know what the news was that made it drop. All I can see is that when we're looking at price action and when price is dropping and we have ranges to be filled on the left hand side on the high time frame, then obviously we start looking for sells. When we had this 4-hour candle close below on the 6th September, we have this wick here, so it just made sense for price to continue down to fill this wick. As we kept forming these lower highs and lower lows, and after we broke this area, man, it was a clean move down. Whether it was news, whether it was whatever, just by looking at price action, it just made sense. Because once you had this candle closing below 139,680, you're like, okay, man, we had a clean move going up. And as we know, when there's clean traffic to the left-hand side, price just continues dropping, and we just continued dropping. It was just crazy the way it dropped. And it continued on dropping even more, and it's dropping even more now. So who knows whether this is going to fill the wick here now in the next hour. Because if this is a 4-hour wick fill, and we're continuing down, man, this is probably going to fill this wick. Oh, the way it's galloping down, man, it's going to fill this wick. Yeah, this is what I call it when price starts galloping down. Looks like GU is also going to continue down to this point. Hey, would appreciate your thoughts on my GJ buy. Let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks good. It was on the 5-minute. I think it was risky, but you made it work as price was breaking above. You had clean range here on the 5-minute time frame. You had a bigger range to play in, so it's good. Secured 80%, and now the main move is going bearish at that point. Yeah, I think it's going to be a no trade day here for me. Just missed this move. Didn't even want to take a risky entry, because if I take a risky entry, then it becomes really hard to explain why I'm taking that entry, right? Justin Bieber, can you look at my chart? Yes, Justin Bieber. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is AUDJPY. buy entry only after strong bullish candle. I don't know why someone would trade AUDJPY. I'm not sure, because when you're looking at the New York session, you're looking to see that, okay, in New York session is Australian dollar open. Someone will say, no, Australian dollar is not open. And then someone could say, okay, well, it's not open. Let's say if the yen is open. And someone will say, well, the yen is not even open at that point. So why even look at something that is closed, right? It doesn't make any logical sense. So you have to look at pairs that are open in a session, not closed in a session. Question about mentality. You switched to lower lots in August and back to your normal in September. Does it help to improve your trading and lot size? No, not really. I made some big purchases in August, so I had to really lay low and kind of like not stress myself over trading. And then, once that whole month I took a little break because I lowered down my lot sizes. And then when I came back to September, I was like, okay, you know what? Time to go back up to normal lot sizes and let's see what we can do more. Take a look at EURUSD. EURUSD closed bullish, which is pretty good. It's approaching this consolidation area. At this point, if your stops are below this candle here, this is a higher low formed here. Now you're expecting the next candles to create a higher low as well and for price to continue moving bullish. The 30-minute candle actually. As we move towards the New York Open, I think that's when you should be getting that push for price to continue moving up. But honestly, this free fall on GJ is, I got a little bit of a FOMO at that point, but then I was like, okay, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Just gonna wait a little bit. How to join your Zoom session? You can't. When the price is trending and we want to entry, we should wait for creation of a support resistance. My question is, how many candles closed do we have to wait to consider support resistance? Here's the thing, right? If price is trending bearish, let's say this candle is going bearish right over here. And what I'm waiting for is for the next candles to maybe on the 30-minute or the 15-minute to create like a minor resistance so I can take a sell for price to continue down towards, 137, 136, 770, 780 to that point. So I'm going to be waiting. So if I see a retracement and one candle closing bearish, that's when I'm going to be taking a sell for price to continue down. Oh, what's this? I've made $4,500 on my funding talent this month so far with the help of your stream. Oh, nice, man. This month I didn't even stream a lot. Looks like GU is going to continue moving bearish. Oh, your JPY is coming down. See now, if you're in a trade on your JPY, and if the 15-minute candle is coming down like this, now you're managing risk because this is something we did not expect. Whoever was in your JPY trade, this is the point where you are managing risk. You're maybe saying to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm getting scared. I don't want to close the whole thing, but maybe I want to take some risk off. So you'd want to take some risk off at this point once price starts going against you. Ooh, what's this? We have a big question here. Hey, quick question, mate. I know you mentioned a lot that you like a wick on the bottom top of a candle so that there is a range. Do you also always like to see one on the opposite end? Considered upper wick. Yeah, I'm having some sort of a trouble understanding this. So for the sake of the, I think William, send a chart, marked up chart so I know exactly what you're looking at. Oh wow, man, this thing is just coming down hard. Let's take a look at this chart here. How could we have gotten this entry, GJ? Since there were multiple 1-hour rejections to this 4-hour zone, when the 1 hour formed new resistance, I think it could have been a chance to go short using dynamic risk because of the new 1 hour low. Yeah, I was actually looking at this. I was looking at this and I was like, okay, you know what? We had support forming here, we had support forming on the 1 hour, so I wasn't really keen in taking sells below the support without a confirmation. So for me, it was basically, it is what it is. I mean, I wanted to see these sells happen, sells below 100, but for me, I didn't see any confirmations. There were no confirmations I saw on the 15-minute. There were no confirmations I saw on the 30-minute, not even on the 1 hour. So expecting the 1 hour to break support, I think that was kind of like, I would say that was risky. I mean, even if I would have taken the trade over here, it would have been pretty hard to explain why that trade was taken. Ooh, your JPY is playing games here with everybody. It's coming back up now. See, this is where you're not closing the entire position. You're just closing partials when you're scared. You close partials and you let the rest run to anticipate it to continue moving bullish. Rag is on Trading Nuts on YouTube. That's old story. So William, I'm still waiting for that chart because reading this it's kind of confusing. It's not really easy to understand what that big question. He's talking about the current bearish candle on GJ. He's asking, would you be concerned? Would you be concerned? He's asking, would you be concerned? Take a sell if there was no upper wick on 30-minute. I don't know. I just didn't take any sells here. So yeah, so when you also type things, make sure they type in a context someone can understand. Let's take a look here. Because when we're doing live streams, I want the live streams to be done without any interference, right? So when there's like a long text written, so that takes time away from the live stream to read the long text and then try to explain to myself what it basically means, right? So sending a chart, it helps a lot. So let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh, my battery is dying off my headset. All right, UJ, candle closed bullish with a wick, however failed to create a bottom wick before heading, I guess, up. Does this have an impact on potential idea? No, not really. I think we were looking at this, I think during the boot camp when we had, the whole idea at this point would have been that, okay, if price is consolidating and we're leaving these big wicks at the bottom, I think once this candle was breaking the highs of the previous candle, at that point you could have said, okay, you know what, we have a bullish momentum, we're creating supports, even though this candle did not break the high, and as this candle is breaking the high, you could have maybe anticipated price to continue moving bullish. And also, the trade would have made sense if this was enough range. This is UJ, so UJ does not have enough ranges, so if this would have been enough range, would have been a pretty good trade. But when a candle goes up with no wick at the bottom, this just means there's a 50-50 chance that it may come down to create a lower wick. But usually when it just moves and closes with no wick at the bottom, that just means there was no range for price to even continue bearish, and it just went bullish. Hey, I think a riskier, but an entry might have been on 5-minute for GJ. Let's take a look at 5-minute. Yeah, could have been. I generally don't look at 5-minute. I wait for confirmations on the 30-minute and the 15-minute. I'm usually not in a rush to take a trade. I mean, I could wait for 2 hours, 3 hours if I need be to take a trade. So probably gonna wait. I still have another hour left to see what happens. I'm getting Morse code here on my headphones. G also came down to support. Let me get the charger for this thing.
All right. So looks like we're having issues. That thing just died. So now I can't hear any audio. Ooh, your JPY is continuing bullish over here. Beautiful. Yeah, this should continue up towards 125. Let's take a look at this chart. And let's see what we got. We have now price already tapped the support. If price go up, created a minor resistance, do you think it's still okay to take a sell? Yes. So that's something that I'm waiting for at this point. That we came down, you know, if we can create some sort of a resistance for price to continue down to retest this low at 136,800, even down towards 136,750, I think that's going to be a pretty good position to be in, because now this is the New York Open, and oh wow, look at that. New York Open came all the way up to 124,980. I think this is pretty good. Looks like GU also continued to move down. So see, looking left, you can see a lot of information. So if we go to the 4 hour and if we look left, we knew that this is a potential support area on the 4 hour. And then if we break below that area, we have another support down at 1.28520. So 1.28520, this is another area right at this point here where price can potentially come down to. And if we measure this area based on the 1 hour time frame, you're going to see this is going to be above 15 pips, around 29 pips, you know, so this is a pretty big area right there too. So yeah, let's just wait and see if we reject or what happens. And then I'm basically going to see if we do create some sort of a resistance area to take a sell on GJ. Otherwise, there's basically going to be no trade here today. What day is it? It's a Wednesday today, so we have to be careful now. It's a Wednesday. For a little while, I thought it was Thursday. If price breaks and closes below 136,800, seems that price might head to 136,450 based on 4 hour and 1 hour. What do you think? Yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. Let's take a look left, and it does seem like you're correct. It might come down towards 136,520, that area there, 520, 550. So that could be the next stop when price does break down. So that's something we can look into. But so far, this is where we are. I haven't taken any trade, so just waiting right now. Can you please take a look at this chart here? Let's see.
Hey, Forex, mettre sur mute, s'il te plaît.
Oh, looks like
Kenny. It's Kenny.
Okay, let me find it.
Kenny, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, she's French.
this is NZD USD. Buy stop activated. Sleeping for swing. Don't make sense in 30 minutes, but okay. So your buy stop was activated here. I was looking for impulse entry to take another trade because if we are making higher lows, makes sense to put that another. Feeling secure. I don't know. I think you need to look at the 1 hour time frame, and you need to look to see. Yeah, there's a lot of consolidation here. There's a lot of mess over here because obviously there's a lot of mess here to the left hand side as well. So you would need price to maybe create like a support on the 1 hour time frame, like on a high time frame. And yeah, that's about it. But this gets a little difficult here, trying to trade here with no market structure. Okay, Euro JPY did reach 125. Damn. This was a clean, easy move over here. I think once price retraced, some people got scared. They closed their entire positions. I think at that point they can kind of like, you know, maybe look back to see, okay, instead of closing entire position, maybe closing a portion would have made much more sense. Oh, wow, man, this price is still going up over here. I think it can go up towards 125, 100. Straight bullish. Damn. GJ is also retracing. Beautiful, beautiful. Coming right up over here. Oh, what happened over here? Looks like Kenny got roasted. What do you think about this chart here? Let's take a look at this chart. Let's take a look at this chart. This is GJ, 15 minutes. I think if price comes up here, it will probably reject this level. Reject this level, not yours. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it can reject your level, but not mine, but that's okay. Price can reject wherever it wants, you know, like we can only estimate where price is going to reject. So when you say a statement like it will reject this level and not yours, I think you're basically, I don't know, you're getting ego talk there, or I don't know what's going on. Because if you look in the 15 minute, it basically broke through this area and coming down over here. A level is not a specific price or a specific level. It's a zone. The reason why they're called zones is because zones are where you have a collection of prices. So you see now price is coming up. It's coming up to the same area where it rejected here once, twice, and thrice. 137, 100, 137, 120. So it needs to reject it, create like a bearish candle, and then price can continue moving back down. But if it closes back in the range, then we're back in the range. Then we're waiting for price to break above over here or break back below 137, 100. So there's still a lot of waiting here. So if you see in the first 5 minutes of the New York Open, price moved up what? 26 pips. 26 pips, we moved up and down. Wow, man, your JPY did come up towards 125, 100. 16% today on USDZAR. I accidentally used 2 lot instead of 0.2, but price shot up my way as soon as I opened. LMAO. Laughing my ass off. That's actually pretty good.
God damn. That's a nice play.
That's a good mistake.
Looks like I'll have to make an effort to see what Kervin is saying. Alright, yeah, I'll be right back.
Kerwin, I hope you got some tomahawk left, man.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Jeez, that looked delicious, man.
Yeah. Trust me, man, it's really good. Hi, Sandra. You guys can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's Raja headphones, right?
Yeah, it's Raja's headphones.
Okay.
So we can basically take over the stream and he will know. He will not know.
Yeah, trust me. We can.
Man, it's hard, man. I did a small Zoom for French and English. Man, it's hard what he does, actually. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, I bet.
It's crazy. Canadian. Montreal. Dom, envoie-moi un message sur Instagram, je vais t'envoyer le lien.
All right, we're back.
Very good.
So, Kerwin, we gotta stop talking about Rajay's. Now you got headphones.
Yeah, now I can hear you guys.
All right.
I've been following you for 3 months and I still don't get it if your surname is Banks or Zahur. WTF. Well, you know, you can call me whenever you want. Like people call me Raju, Raji, Raja. People call me Roger. I mean, anything's good.
Roger is the best.
Roger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Roger.
Yeah.
Do I look like a Roger? Hey, I have a question. Is that okay if we take position exactly after the breakout of your certain level before the 15 and 30 minute close? I don't think so. Because this candle's still open and I kind of want to see where this candle is going to close. If this candle is closing bullish, then I would want maybe another candle closing bearish in my direction to tell me, okay, now price can continue moving down. So I think so far I waited a lot here today. Waited almost 2 hours. Let's take a look at this chart. This is, ooh, man, I really need that magic keys. Couldn't catch it fast enough. Entry was in break of the high. Oh, nice. This is a very, very risky entry. Extremely risky entry. If 30-minute candle closes bullish on EJ, would it be reasonable to take buys? I think good buys were from O'Hare. You missed the buys. So if you look at this, this was when we were talking about buys. Because if you look here, price is consolidating below 125, no, 124, 820, 825. And then we get a close above here. This is when we're starting to look at to see, okay, now price can continue moving up. So if you're looking for a price to close above right here and then take buys, the problem is the longer price moves bullish, the higher probability it has to do a retest. So if we broke above this area and continue up towards 125, and now you try to take a buy, there's a high probability price may do a retest. So you might get those buys later on. So I always look to see, okay, if you're looking for buys, did you really miss the move or not? You know, so I think the move was missed from right over here. I had a problem with my headphones for a while. I had to download an app for mine. Oh, nice. Yeah, yes, I got the earphones now. So this chart is EURUSD. Support made during gap between London and pre-New York. Candle flipped in trending direction. Took a buy, had stop below here. Beautiful. This worked out pretty nice. So you didn't close any partials when it went to drawdown, so you took the whole trade coming up, I guess. Hey, how you doing? Can you please look at this chart? Yes. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at this chart. This is, oh, gold. I took this trade as 15-minute candle close bearish. Could you explain me this so I can avoid these future losses? Yeah, so we were basically looking at gold here earlier as well. And the whole idea was that if gold was basically ranging here, right? At this point, this candle was bearish. There was support right here. So we're looking to see that, okay, if gold is within this range, for sells, it needs to break below this area and then come into this range here. So that was the trade you should have been looking at for sells. Because, you know, price came down, came up, and also we know that 15-minute time frames are weak confirmation time frames. So, I mean, break below 1920 would have been a better selling idea. Hey, what headphones do you have? Look nice and minimalistic. Yeah, man, I bought them for like $19. Skull Candy. Skull Candy actually makes pretty good headphones.
Yeah, I agree. I had one of those. They last really good.
Yeah. Do you think Forex still be a thing in the future? Is it ideal to go all in on it now, even when you're profitable? Depends, you know, like what your goals are, what you're really expecting from the market, and depends on what your financial situation is. So there's a lot of variables at play at that point. So now we have a 15-minute candle close, 15-minute candle closing below 137.100. We'll need to see a bearish candle closing here for a resistance formed for a potential sell. So looks like I'm waiting a little bit more over here. If I don't take a trade today, I don't think that's going to be a big deal for me. Because the worst thing you can do is to force yourself into a trade and then be like, oh man, should have taken that trade right now. Why do candles make big moves before the closing and when they open? Because there are a lot of orders coming in. Sometimes, you know, people are closing positions, so they're letting orders go in the market. So that's why candles make big moves. Realistically, I don't think it's really important to know that how many orders come in when candles are closing or how many orders are going out before candles are opening or closing, because that's just information you need to have in the back of your mind. I mean, that information is not going to help you trade better. Man, I'm hearing myself whenever I talk, and it's kind of weird. Would you look for a buy on GJ if price comes again into the range? Probably not. Basically, what I would want to see, if I'm looking for buys, maybe would want to see a support formed at this level for price to go up. Because if this candle closes back in the range, then this move down becomes a fake out. And if we form a support, then we can continue moving up and eventually move up towards 137,800. Hello, host. I'm very interested with Forex, but there's a lot of articles all over the internet and in YouTube. Drives me crazy. What's your advice? Which topic I should start? I think the best way to start is through, let's do this here. Is through .babypips.com. This is the best place to start trading. You go towards education, you go to how to trade Forex, very basic, right? And very logical as well. And then you start from the preschool. You go through all these sessions, and then you go through and understanding margin count works. You go through brokers, type of charts, candlesticks, support, resistance, Fibonacci, moving average, all this stuff you can ignore for now because you're going to be focusing on support, resistance levels and candlesticks. Once you really perfect these two things, then you start looking at other things. And these are just all your indicators and patterns and pivot points, and this is just now you move into the I would say this is more of a mindfuck thing over here. Like harmonic patterns, this is where you start doing the mind effing thing, and then trading divergences, even more mind fucking over there. Market environment. This is pretty good. Trading breakouts and fake outs. I think they copied my stuff here. Fake outs. Oh, how to detect fake outs. A fake breakout. Fade the breakout. How to trade fake outs. Fundamental analysis. There's a lot of information on baby pips, man. A lot of information. Oh wow, looks like we're going back in the range over here. What's this question? Are you constantly keeping in mind how the 30-minute candle is forming? The high time frames that a support could be liquidity wick that will move up. Yes. So at this point, I'm just looking at specific things, very specific things. Either I'm now looking at a support form down over here to take buys, or I'm waiting for price to break above 137.420, give me a confirmation, and then continue going up. So I'm just looking at very, very specific things. If I don't see those specific things, I don't take the trade. And I know that those specific things that it may show up maybe like 3 times out of the week, 4 times out of the week, but it always happens, you know, so it's always important to wait. Why did you take a buy with stops below the current 15-minute candle, taking entries? I did not take any trade. Hamza Quadri, I think you're seeing things, or I don't know, you're hearing things, but I didn't take any trade yet. You know what I really want to know? I really want to know who has buys and sells on GG at the same time. Who's like, all right, let's take buys and let's take sells. And then they're like, all right, this is a hedging time right now. Oh, I am just hedging, you know, I trade with the banks, and banks are buy then sells. And those things I used to do those things, and they...
Roger, do you think that now the current resistance is around 250?
250, yeah, sure, it can be there, but still in this range. You know, it's still in the range. Could the pullback on GJ be because of the New York Open? Yes, because we can see this was a very strong support down here. Price came down, closed above it. New York Open pushed price up. Wasn't really expecting price to close back above 137.100, but it is what it is, right? It closed back above that area. Now for me to take a buy, I want a support to be formed at this level. If I see a bullish candle forming over here, I'm probably going to take a buy and we're going to go up. And then ultimately we can go up towards 137.800. So if that can happen in the next 40 minutes, I think that's going to be perfect. Do you connect your laptop with that big screen monitor? No. I have a desktop which I connect my monitors to. I used to connect monitors to laptops like 3 years ago. Can you stream for a little bit longer today? No, I have to go to the gym after that stream. I got things to do, man. I have a full routine. I don't break my trading plan. I have a set time to trade. From 6:30 to 9 till maybe 9:30, 10. I might still look at the charts, but that's a big maybe, you know, because most people are like 9:15, 9:30, I'm at the gym. So you got to follow your plan. You got to follow the times you trade. You got to follow your risk management. You have to follow all those things. Could the pullback on GJ be because of the new New York Open? Yes, already answered that twice. Oh, wow.
Okay, Raja, if you go to 4 hour,
okay,
because basically what I'm looking, it's this 4 hour, the one is forming right now, did the retest to the previous one. So it looks like this area right here is hot water, it's hot lava, as Ted says. You know, this area, the 800 it's hot lava. So price is rejecting that area for the second time on 4 hours. So basically, if this 4-hour candle close above 137 450 somewhere here, we may have a beautiful next 4-hour candle coming for your next zone around 137 800. If that's gonna happen today, I don't know. But as a matter of fact, I took a buy just right there at the 900 level, and my stop loss was 15 pips below that. So basically, my play, it's I want to see this 4-hour candle forming something like this, the way it is right now. So basically, I want to see something like this. So next 4 hours should make a little bit pullback and continue going this way. You know, that's what I'm looking for, because usually when you get the 4-hour candles rejecting areas, you may have a retest of the previous 4 hour. So the play is gonna be, if we respect support around 136 800, I think we're gonna be good. Basically, I'm looking for 137 900 for today.
Yeah, I think so too. If this closes bullish, it just makes sense for the next 4 hour to continue moving bullish.
Yes, the only problem is this: there's a resistance around 137 400. It's a strong resistance, but once we break above that, as you have your label chart right here, buys of 137 440, we're gonna be good. It's gonna be a nice bullish move.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. That's a very strong resistance there. I guess this move up will just be the retracement of the move down for like Monday and Tuesday. Like it's really strong moves down we had.
Yeah, because it's gonna. I don't want to say it may not happen, but it's really hard to have like 3 days of one only one move without any retracement. So I mean, how deep can GJ go from where price is right now? It may go to 136 flat, but we're gonna need some sort of pullbacks, So yeah, anything above 137 400 450, it's gonna be a good buy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a goodbye GJ. Okay, what's this chart over here? This is GJ. Do you think this could be a good setup and entry for going back up on 5 minute? I think you need to see some sort of support forming in this area for price to continue moving up. You guys really need to focus on the 30-minute and the 1 hour zones, and then look to see if the small time frames are really creating those confirmation candles. And confirmation candles are basically, bullish candles, right? If you see a candle forming a support at this point now, then there's going to be a very high probability the price is going to go up. So either, if this candle closes bullish, the next 4 hour candle, the move down on after the 9 a.m. would be the wick forming on the 4 hour candle. And if price rejects this area, going back to Kervin's point, that could be the point where, okay, you could say a 4 hour candle has made a liquidity wick to now continue moving up. And then you're going to see bullish candles forming on the smaller time frames, giving you that confirmations of going up, and then eventually broke this area at NYC open. And probably by London close, we may head towards 137 800. But 137 100 has to be respected for that to happen. If it's not respected, then it's basically not a valid trade. When will you get PJs? Oh, private jet. Not sure. That hasn't even crossed my mind right now. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move my money out of Canada. I'm trying to move it towards, like back home where I live in Pakistan. Because the property values are increasing it's increasing a lot. Let me show you here. Yes, sir. So this is the area where I'm looking to invest. This is, I don't know how much is this in English. One canal, I don't know how big that is, but this is 45. This means around 45,000. 45,000. So every 6 months, the value of these is increasing by 30%, 40% every 6 months.
Raja,
Hey.
if you are going to invest in Pakistan, let me suggest you, beside the river, parallel of Lahore city, a new city is being made, and trust me, whoever will buy the land now, he will be the millionaire in future. Trust me.
Yes. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Because man, soon we're going to move into cashless society. 40% of Central London does not take cash. They stop taking cash, man. Duty-free shops at the airports, they don't take cash at all now because of the C word, the virus. And that's how it's going to start. And then at the end, the banks are going to give final dates that, hey guys, this is the date and you have to put all your cash in the bank till this date. And whoever gets late, well, you know what? Your cash, it's worthless. And that's going to happen. I mean, we're moving towards that society now. And once that happens, man, trust me, I'm moving back. I'm moving back to where I came from. Whenever someone says, trust me, that's a big scam. Yeah. Just like signal providers tell you, trust me, bro, just remove your stop loss, man. This is just going to go up. And then you're like, oh, no. Just like Bitcoin. Trust, man. Bitcoins go to 100,000, man. Trust. Oh, yeah. So this is basically one canal. If you see one canal here, this is like 5,400 square feet. Someone from the Gulag, they just told me this. 5,400 square feet. That's pretty big, man, for $65,000. Because the thing is, once you're investing in land here, the amount that it increases is not as much, So basically, I think the main component of building wealth is really getting compounded returns. So I looked around. I'm like, okay, I could probably get like a land over here, but then I'm going to have to do mortgage. But I can get better returns. I can get better returns moving money there and having, like, buying in cash. Like no mortgage, nothing. Why do candles make big moves before the closing? I think we answered that 5 times. Not 5 times, sorry, 2 times. So right now there's oh wait, I have to show you guys something. 1 second. Yo, Kervin, you're gonna like this.
All right, let's go. Show me.
Sounds like tequila.
Oh.
Hey, Kerwin, I was out with the dog, but you took an entry already?
Yeah.
I missed that, I think.
Yeah. And I close 50% because basically I sometimes when you have range like this.
So a really good friend of mine, he made a 3D model of me.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Hold on. He made a 3D model of me. It's right here. I'm not sure if that looks like me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You got the bag.
God damn.
So I'm gonna shave, and then hopefully it looks like.
Wow, that's amazing. That's beautiful, man.
And then with that, there's also a Tesla truck.
Holy.
Look at that.
Wow.
So a Tesla truck with this me right over here.
The Tesla truck and the bag.
So this is what I'm gonna be when the Tesla truck comes out.
Man, that's amazing. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, that's love, man.
Yeah, it was in London, right?
Yeah, it was in London.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, when you quit work and started full-time trading, what account size did you start with? I basically started my entire savings and lost 80% of it. So please don't do that. Don't do that. Question for Kervin. Was the entry at 136,900 based on a 5-minute closing?
Yes, it was.
Yes. Why didn't you give us a signal, man? You're eating alone over there.
No, it's a risk signal. You know, usually I tend to play with ranges once ranges are created. So basically, you have this. It's like a 50 pips range. So I mean, you can play with that range.
Yeah, and it was beautiful, man. It was a bless over there.
Yeah, the problem is trying to buy or sell inside the range, basically, and half range. So basically, your stop loss is gonna be like 15-20 pips, and your reward is gonna be the same. So basically, I don't like to play like that. But when I take entries on 5 minutes, it's worth it. I tend to get 2 to 1. And like I said, I'm expecting this 4-hour candle to close bullish with that rejection to support. So basically, my entry is gonna be kind of secure for now because my entry was 900. But like I said, I don't want to fight with this heavy resistance that we have at 137 400. So that's why I close 50%. If price break above this area, I mean, you're not gonna miss the move anyway, unless you are, you know, somewhere else. But if you're looking at the charts at that moment, you're gonna have a break, because basically you're gonna have something like this. Okay, so next candle should pull back a little bit and continue moving. You're not gonna miss the move anyway, so don't rush it. Don't try to be a cowboy trying to buy right now, because you may have a heavy move to the downside. You know, that's why you don't have to play inside this area right here. Never try to take entries right here, because your stop loss is gonna be too much. But I still believe we're gonna break this resistance today.
Yeah, I think so too. It's gonna be a struggle here for a little bit. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. Views on USDCAD. This is 30-minute. Waiting for resistance to be formed to continue bearish move. I think if the 30-minute can break below the area over here, you can still get a move coming down. Hey, I just started 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. job. Really hate it. Want to go all out of trading. You know what? I used to work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So I would wake up at like 5:30. I would trade till like 8:30, and then I would go to my job. That's how I started in the beginning. So I think it's still pretty good. If you start work at 9 a.m., you still have a few hours to dedicate to charts. So yeah, man, a lot of waiting here. For your GPY, you need a support forming at this point because this is a break, need a retest, and then continue moving up. Gold is coming up above 1932 to move up towards 1940. Huge ranges on gold, man. These ranges are so big. These candles are so big. It's so difficult to trade. It's not like it's difficult to trade. It's just the fact that you'll have to reduce your lot sizes now. Your stop losses are going to be bigger. So you have to adjust to those market environment. Something we were talking about on Sunday when we were doing the boot camp, we were doing simulations, right? And some people were having issues with saying that, okay, like the stop losses on GU are bigger now. I mean, it's bigger than 15 pips, almost 20 pips. So what should you do? At that point, what's basically happening is that you have to understand that at certain part of the months or at certain part of the year, a currency pair is going to have a lot of volume. And when a currency pair has a lot of volume, you're going to notice that the 30-minute candles are bigger, the 15-minute candles are bigger, and your stop losses are going to be bigger too, because that just means there's a lot of volume at that time of the year or at that time of the month. So you'll have to reduce your lot sizes, maybe increase your stop losses as well. Sometime now, if you look at gold during March, March and April, gold had a lot of volume. Gold was making giant moves. Even GPY was making giant moves. And then last month, gold spreads died down a little bit. It got less volatile. There was less volume in it, so you were able to trade gold. Now, when you look at gold, gold is back to its antics now. If you look at this 30-minute candle, this 30-minute candle is like 50 pips, man. 50 pips. So obviously you're reducing your lot sizes and you're increasing your stop losses at that point. So, but don't worry. Market has, it moves differently in different environments. Which is why if you go to, if you do simulations from like 2015, 2014, 2016, you'll see that the market dynamics are way different back then as what they are right now. Started learning 2 months ago and I'm pretty beast. Imagine where I'll be 6 months. Well, whenever someone who starts, they feel beast in the first 2 months, man. And then very quickly you will learn that, oh shit, man. Yeah, I'd say that's normal.
You realize that the market is a beast.
Yeah.
Not you.
Soon you're gonna realize that, oh man, like I'm over trading, I'm over risking, and it's very normal. It happens.
You woke up, you're feeling good, and at the end of the day, you're going back to square one. Feeling bad, we're feeling sad, and doing your recap and saying, "Oh man, I shouldn't take this trade because it was risky, but I risk it all."
To be honest, anyone that says it's easy, oh man, they're lying. Just like I started many businesses, and this is the hardest thing I had to do.
Oh really?
Yeah. Now it's easy, man. To be honest, at first was kind of complicated, but now I feel this is really easy because we have Raja here, we have magic keys.
Yeah. No, we got tools.
Yeah.
It's a process. It's a process,
Yes.
You got to go through the process.
Mm-hmm. All right. Looks like the next 15-minute candle on GJ is gonna do something nice to the upside.
Yeah. Let's just see here. This is GU, price reject the resistance level. when the price broke the lower low of the candle is a good confirmation to take a sell, question mark. I'm not sure if the trade was taken on this bearish candle or it was taken, oh, you took it over here. Okay, that was pretty good. It's pretty good. Hope you secured profits.
Right. Alright.
Alright, GJ.
Feeling good.
What you gonna do, GJ?
Just gonna think what they got for. Aye, bad boy.
GJ, what you gonna do when the gulag comes for you?
T is gonna run up to make the gulag happy today.
Man, it feels like the gulag are like the hyenas, you know, and GJ is like the bull. As soon as it breaks here, everyone starts running towards it. Bye, 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 bye.
Oh my god.
Hey, Raja, how does hedging work? Well, first you take a buy, and when buy goes in a drawdown, you take a sell. That's hedging. And then you're like, oh shit, now we're in 2 losing trades at the same time. That's what hedging is. But realistically, hedging is like on the high time frame, you take a sell, you know, like you go in profits, and then you're looking at the small time frames to take like small scalp buys, you know. So that's basically what hedging is. But hedging is very, very, very difficult. It requires a lot of discipline. If you've been trading for a month and you think you can hedge properly, you've done it twice, you're going to be in for a rude awakening, man, pretty soon. A very rude awakening. Market just slaps the living lights out of you sometimes. You're like, oh, god damn. Let's take a look here. What do you think about this? Let's take a look at this chart. Buy stop above over here, 25 pip range, 450 to 700, pretty good. Bad range to trade, pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. That's something what I'm looking for here as well. For price to break above 137, 450, 460 to continue towards 137, 700. Do you think trading options is risky? We have a good friend talking options. I think you should talk to her about it. You're going to learn about Mercury retrograde and Mars retrograde, and you're going to learn about talking options, because talking options are going to give you more options to make more money. I overtraded today after the second losing trade. Went with a 5% stop loss, poor discipline. Man, I took 0 trades. 0. Nothing. No trades today so far. Sorry if you answered the question. My connection went off. A buy if the current candle closes above 137.450 is valid. Yes. I would say that's going to be a pretty good indication for price to continue moving bullish. Does one really need a mentor, or you can just do it all by yourself? I think coming to the live streams, you're going to get everything you need. Everything coming through the live streams. Raja, you've lost your touch since traveling to London. Well, Jackson, you can then sign off and look for another stream. I mean, what else do you want me to say to that, man?
What's wrong with those people?
I don't know. I just,
Man.
it is what it is. Yeah, so we're just waiting right here. There was a broker I heard of, and this broker was basically, they were giving trade insurances. Like if you'd be in a trade and if hit your stop loss, they would basically insure the trade. So I don't know how well that worked.
Oh man.
From what I know is that you need to trade a certain type of volume. So if you took a loss, they would insure you the 50% of the loss back. I don't know whether it was being booked. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's impossible to get a loss back, man.
Sketchy.
Yeah, it's pretty sketchy. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. We're 12 minutes left for the 4-hour candle. 12 minutes left till my time is ending to trade, so let's see what happens here. We have AUD New Zealand. Someone is trading a pair which is closed. Interesting. Rejection level with Fibonacci's. Your TP is right down over here to the negative 27%. Yeah, hope this works out. But whoever sent this chart, I think you should really look at if this is the right period to trade at this time.
We're moving.
We are moving bullish. 137, 450, 460.
Let's go.
Ooh,
Let's go.
it's moving
Yeah,
way too
baby,
fast.
my order got activated.
I
Way
didn't
too
even have
fast.
time to press it.
Damn it. Welcome.
I missed
Profit
that
Man.
move, man.
No way.
Man, oh man,
How
oh
come,
man.
man?
Oh,
Watch for
Got that hit
138,
from
400.
20, like 4,
Good.
405.
Then I missed it.
Wow, that was a crazy, crazy, crazy
That
move.
should. And hopefully you guys can hold your
This
breath.
is when you wish you had magic keys, you know, at this point.
Yes, I agree. If you hold your breath, it's gonna be good. 'cause
Wow, that's
this-
crazy. I got like 12 pips over here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm deep in profit, to be honest.
Did I sell buy stuff?
Oh, I can't hear you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a buy
I
stop.
cannot hear you guys. What happened?
Erwin, you sound like you're underwater, brother.
Really?
Yeah. Holy moly.
Uh,
That was crazy.
Beautiful. Well, whoever caught that trade, very well done. Very, very well done. This trade came like 10 minutes before the candle closed, after 2.5 hours, man.
Thank you, Kerwin and Raja. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah. JTM Forex. Yes, sir.
I was looking. I happened to look down, man, for a sec, and I looked back up.
God damn.
Same here.
It was some text move.
Ooh, God damn, your JPY also went up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Must be Boris.
Yeah, did you caught this trade?
Yeah, I got it from 137,400 till 137,560. So at like around like 600 there I closed. I got like 12 pips. Yeah, 18, almost 18, 20
Aja,
pips.
thank you for the amazing trade. Thank you very much.
It was all you, man. It was all you. Like,
Yeah.
if you had buy stops here as well, they all got activated.
Yeah, I got activated at one. My buy stop was 137.49. It got activated at 137.500. But I'm still in this position. Hopefully this is not gonna end up as a fake out, and we're gonna continue bullish toward 138.400 for today.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So it looks like this fake out worked out perfectly, but we didn't make support here. We just broke over
Yeah.
the high here.
Yeah, 4 hours did what it was supposed to do. Retest the previous week on the 4 hour to the downside, respect support, and New York volume did the job that we wanted.
Yes. Beautiful. Man, so far in September, I've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. Does Boris say something? EC forecast show more confident economic outlook. Okay, they're looking to see economy is doing pretty well.
Yeah, must be Boris.
Yeah, this is a breaking news over here. Become more. See, now these fundamental breaking news, we cannot predict them, but just by looking at price action, like we were looking at your JPY price action, we're like, okay, it makes sense for it to continue moving bullish. You know, so it just, price action really, really made sense. And the news came in, we're like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. Gold is also in that same zone. Let's take a look at US30 here. US30, same thing. UJ, ooh, UJ dropped. UJ dropped from that area right over here. Excellent. Pretty happy with the results today. Pretty happy. Whoever in the gulag, you know, you caught this trade. If you had buys on GJ, just give a like on the stream. You know, give a like on the stream. It helps a lot of people over here. Having a stop loss and TP set. Waiting on that. Thanks for the mild screaming too. Why is there a sudden entry without confirmation? Distortion. I don't know what distortion just now means, but my entry was at 137,400 right at this point here as it was coming up. 137,400. Like my bias was buys all this time. You know, we didn't have any selling confirmations, nothing. So just waited for that and it just broke up, continued up. Do you think the next candle will fill the wick? It should. Technically, it should fill the wick. But since I'm already done with the trade, I'm not really worried about if it's going to fill the wick or not. But it should fill the wick or maybe come down, do a retest at 137, 430, 420 again to continue moving up. That's something we can, like, you know, speculate now. But yeah, since... Yeah.
Go ahead, Raja.
No, please.
Okay, you can expect the next hour wick fill coming, because usually when your volumes start pushing the markets, you have these long wicks on the hour candles, and the next hour candle, basically the next at 9 a.m. in 5 minutes. It doesn't matter how long this wick is gonna be, the next hour should make this heavy push to the upside, trying to fill the wick. You know, the only way this is not gonna happen, it's if this was a fake out. But other than that, you can play basically every hour wick fill. Basically during New Year is really easy to play, because the next hour, when the next hour candle open, is not gonna have a pullback to close back in this range basically. That's how you play the next hour wick fill.
Beautiful. When price broke, I almost broke my magic keys entering this. What happened to the horns? Oh, the price moved way too fast for the horns. Man, moved way too fast. I kind of got like a little paranoid. So just started closing at 137,600. And just kept spiking towards 700 and 800. I was like, no.
Right to the zone of the 800 level that you have marked.
Yeah, just rejected that area. Are you friends with Controller FX? He trades, stream, Instagram posts exactly like you. He's a copycat, man. There are a lot of copycats that come around. So, you know, people lack innovation and they just try to like copy. I don't know if copying is a sense of like paying homage to me, paying like, hey, I really like a style, or maybe copying to maybe, I don't know. But it is what it is. I'm just too big to worry about that small stuff. This candle is about to close in a minute. Now, technically, we should respect this low and create a support here for price to continue moving bullish. If someone missed that move, would it be wise to wait for support to retest the high? Yes. But if I was here and I missed this move, I would just tell myself, okay, you know what, Raja Banks, you were waiting for this move, you missed this move, and now there's no trade for you and you got to call it a day. That's it. That's basically it. It's the hard truth, but that's how profitable trading works. You know, being able to say, okay, you know what, I was waiting for this, I missed it, now I got to wait for the next day. If you can't wait for the next day, then you should quit trading right now.
And sometimes when there are big news with GJ, usually the market corrects it right after, no?
Yeah, but this is something where they announced that the economy is doing really good. You know, so it, first of all, now it moved up based on that news. You know, so that was a shock reaction that, oh, okay, they're expecting it to be good, it moved up. But if it now closes bullish, now slowly this news is going to get absorbed into the market. And what, technically speaking, and based on what I've seen, is that you might see in the next couple of hours price filling this wick and continuing moving bullish. But based on technical levels, you would want price to stay above 137,400. If it doesn't stay above this area, then it's probably going to get pretty hard for price to go back up. Your solution is always quit trading. Ha 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 ha. Yes. Because, I mean, if you can't be disciplined, then you gotta quit, right? There's no point in losing money. I mean, you can go buy your mom some gifts, buy your wife gifts with that money. Like, I mean, losing that money in the market, it would make no sense at all if you're not disciplined at all. Raja, you are so kind. Please comment mine. Okay, let's take a look here. Hopefully this is a good chart. This is entry sell was taken here. Entry is breaking the low. Am I correct? Unfortunately, hit my stop loss. Yeah, this was bad. I mean, there was no wick at the bottom. Someone else took the same trade earlier on and we looked at it. Is it only possible to have caught that trade using a buy stop? Yes, because it went too fast. Raja, don't act like you knew it was coming, so how did you enter quickly? Oh, yeah, it was a buy stop. We talked about it. Having a buy stop of 137, 450, you know, or at like you know, 420, 430. It takes 4 to 5 years to be profitable in trading. You better be in this for a long haul. Yes, that's also true. I think after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, even after a month, like people start to give up. 1 month is nothing, man. That's like going to university for a 4-year stint and after like a month saying, oh man, I don't know if university is for me after a month. Like it's not going to work out. Of course it's not going to work out at that point. So having a buy stop once this 30-minute candle flips bullish shouldn't be a good idea. Then you have to know where your buy stop is going to be. You know, it has to be above the high. So if we look at the 15-minute even, I mean, now you're expecting price to... So basically, if you're taking buys, your conservative stop is below this point right over here. You're expecting price to respect this area to go up. Your risky stop, a more aggressive stop, is going to be below this area right over here. Because now you're expecting the candles to keep on making higher lows for price to continue moving up. And if that happens, then you're catching the wick fill right over here. But if price breaks below this area here, then the buys are no longer valid. So you're always taking a risk. So if you're taking one trade for the day, that's going to be your one trade. And if it works out, it's going to be a winning trade. If it doesn't work out, then it's going to be a losing trade in a winning probability though, right? There's a high probability for this price to go up than it to go down. So if you take a trade and it's a losing trade, you're not saying, oh man, I took a bad trade. You took a right trade, but the probability of losing was playing at that point. There's all these probabilities. There's a high probability for price to go up. There's a lower probability for price to come down. But hey, if you take this buy and if the probability is for the price to come down, then that's totally fine. Because if this happens 100 more times, 70 times it's going to be a winning trade. So you have to put your trust in those situations. Let's take a look at gold here. Oh, gold is still over here. Let's take a look at this last chart and then we're going to call it a day. Might have to go to Multan in January, February. Put some angutha on the paper,
Oh.
Get 1-2 plots. Oh, look at this chart over here. It's pretty good. Pretty good, Junaid. Junaid is taking buy over here.
Looks good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Quick fill is coming.
I can feel it coming in.
I got a feeling tonight's gonna be a good night.
It will continue moving up to 137, 700.
GJ.
Raja, come to Yorkshire. I'm pretty far away from Yorkshire now. I've been trading for 7 years and I only started seeing results after 4 years. Partly my capital was just $370. That's pretty good if you're seeing results now. It's pretty good. But good luck to everyone who's in this trade over here. I still think there's a high probability for price to continue moving bullish. It just needs to respect or stay above 137.250. And yeah, it should be good.
Should be good, mate.
Yeah. Can I have your mobile number, dear?
Oh yeah. 1-800.
Probably not.
1-800 Wicks online. But don't tell anybody.
Do you plan on doing another boot camp in London in the future? Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I am coming.
I'm coming again. We're coming back. Man, honestly, there were so many threats. There were so many things said. There were so many, nothing. Nothing, man. Nothing happened.
What are you gonna do,
Yeah, what you gonna do? They're all stories, man. That's all okay. Anyway, I'm gonna head off here, everybody.
Have a good one.
Yeah, take care, have fun. Adios.